here's a bit of an update on the website. So far, anybody can log in and log out. That's just sort of like in a beta stage. We need to do some testing to see if that actually works. I am no expert at programming, haven't done it in a while, and this is my first attempt at this PHP language, which I'm challenged with. Right now, what I see happening with this website, which is going to be free, and plus I'm starting to just give credit to who's sponsoring the work I'm doing, which is the Canadian taxpayers, not government approved. This is probably information government doesn't want you to know, but I receive my paycheck from the Canadian taxpayers. I will accept donations. Always could use donations. I don't know where I'm going to upload this to. I think there's some free servers out there, but that's going to take some money that I don't have to put it up online. Another aspect of this is we need to pave out a different path. It's not right now, if you kind of notice anybody that has information or say, hey, this is how you wake up, or here's some information, or this is what you got to do, or you got to meditate, or you got to be the love, I'm not hearing anybody that's saying this is what we all need to do, and then we all just sort of do it. From what I'm hearing is it's just doom and gloom. This is how bad they are, and then what do you do? So they're all bad. What do you do? Like, nobody's fighting for what's right. We're all waiting for court. Been there, done that, and we kind of know that. Have you ever noticed that anybody that's involved in court is always waiting for money that never shows up? But anyways, so I don't want to offer a possible path direction. How humanity solves its problems is not going to be up to me. I think we need to have sort of like a staff meeting, like a meeting of the minds with everybody on the planet, and have a place where you can log in so that you can, have a seat at the table. Communication, sending and receiving information is a challenge. There are ways of creating perfect systems. I am just a limited programmer, so hopefully down the road this whole system would even get even more improved with better programmers. But right now, for the level of programming skill that I have, I'm going to ask some good questions and take a survey and post, this is how many people want change, and it's by who's ever even registered. That's the whole thing with this. If you are registered, then you are like protesting. You are like saying, I want world change. That's the first global thing that this website's about. I don't care what direction, who you are. You can be my enemy, you can be the elites, you can be anybody, but if you want change, register in this website, in this database, and get your name at the table so that we can have this conversation. Then I'm going to ask some questions and take some surveys, and then post it so you can see the majority of us think this, the majority of us think that. I also want to add in some kind of process where, if you have a good question that needs to be asked to the whole, then there should be another section where you post your question, and then these questions can get voted on in the top 10 questions, or some, questions that I will ask the group. So this is one way that I'm thinking that we can interact, and because, even with this channel, if it gets too popular, I can't keep up with the communication. Then it's about me pushing out information and not receiving information. And I like to be in tune with the group I'm talking with. If anybody's looking at any of my videos, I want to see what your opinions are. I don't want to just know my opinions. I want to know if I'm right or wrong, or, and that takes a two-way part of a conversation. And I really, really hate channels that just offer information and you post a comment and, you know, they don't respond or they block you if you disagree with them. If you disagree with them, then there's something wrong. I don't block anybody. I want to open communicate. If I'm wrong, I want to have that conversation. I am brave enough now to put some really tough challenges out in the world and make some bold statements. And if anybody doesn't believe me, let's have the conversation. So, and it's just because I see this as what is lacking. And there are patterns within patterns within patterns. And I've seen this within the dysfunction of my own family from, when I was growing up to the family that I even gave birth to. And I'm seeing that, through divorce, um, the dysfunction that's going on is a lack of communication. All sides are believing bullshit. Nobody really is understanding the truth. Um, so everybody's judging everything you do based on knowing something in the past, some lie in the past, and nobody wants to find out truth within my family dynamics. And I'm finding that's what's going on within our communities. I used to work at this one hair extension place for a short little while. Lots of wealthy people came in. And right beside the building was, one of those places where you can work for a day. So there's a lot of people that are down on their luck. They can go and get a job for the day and get paid right away. So, these typically aren't wealthy people that, use this service. So the wealthy people would start making complaints to government officials or, to the business that I worked with. I mean, these people want them pushed away so we don't see. And yet these wealthy people don't see that, hey, your Mercedes, the only reason you got it is because of these people that are poor. I mean, they are just not making the connection yet that in order for you to be rich, there's got to be some guy that's poor. And we're not really seeing that connection yet. And the best way to see that is, if there's 10 people in a room and everybody equally owns a dollar, if, 3 people end up owning all $10, what's going to happen to the rest of the people? They're going to be homeless and out of work. So can you not see in that small little example, that metaphor, that, you're looking pretty freaking selfish if you have more money than people that are homeless. And so anyways, I didn't take that job too much, but I can see that wealth is definitely a problem. Anyways, we need information. We just don't know what it is that we're doing. And there are definitely cost-effective rules at play. This is cost-effective rules are basically what's causing all of this shit on the planet. Not only is it money, but it is cost-effective rules. We can make up a whole pile of laws, but nobody's going to enforce the laws if it's not cost-effective to do it. That's what sustained the abuse in my family experience. And then you got people that are willing to follow the law, because then we do have these statements that say ignorance of the law is no excuse. So they can use that catchphrase that, to survive in society means you have to be a criminal. Crime pays. The only way you're going to survive in this world, this type of economic system, is you have to be a criminal. If you choose not to be a criminal, then you won't get any money. So I don't want to be a criminal. So there's got to be another path. And that's where we're all at right now is, like even in the Gulf, there are people that are losing their livelihoods. These are fishermen. These are people that own restaurants and hotels. All of their way of life is killing them. Meanwhile, the pharmacists and doctors, they're all profiting. They're all going to be dead because they're all breathing in poison. So we need to sort of, find a different direction. What is it we need to do? Yes, things are bad, but we need a direction. And that's what I'm hoping this website will do, is by asking questions, because you have to come up with the answers to it, and you see that there's more than one of you that see the same answer, then you do act like sheep. You will create and forge a new path simply because you have the information and you know that there's more people out there that have the same information, and you choose to make a change, and you can actually see changes within your universe if everybody does it all at once. So and just because humanity doesn't see the solution doesn't mean it's not there. It just means we can't comprehend it. So then there's another aspect with this website. If we need to gain some knowledge, then typically we get knowledge from an educational course. I don't really want to put up a course because it sort of says, hey, I know something anybody else doesn't have, but that's what everybody does when they start courses. They have to claim, hey, I know something. And basically that's what I see as another step that needs to be taken. Why are we choosing to behave the way we behave, even if we don't want to? I find that in myself. I see it in everybody. There is a process to gaining information to find out, where your food comes from, where your money comes from, and there is a way of having that affect you so profoundly that you'll never take that direction again. So another aspect of that website is to put together this course. It's got to be take step 1, step 2, step 3, and then you graduate. I'm also putting out the question of, why don't we start a new currency and we the people own it? The whole globe knows we need a new currency. We all know everything's bankrupt. The whole, it's like a monopoly game. We tip the game over and we got to start over again, which means we equally have to distribute the wealth equally. Otherwise, it's going to be distributed unequally. So we need to take charge of that as a group and form our own equally distributed money. I mean, you can fight for the death to get rid of currency, but currency isn't the problem. It's how we believe, treat, and value money, and what we do with it. That's the biggest problem. So that's my concept, and my ideas are a direction, but we need to have a conversation and see if this is true. What's stopping us? So it's almost ready to go live, maybe another week or two, but donations always help out the Canadian taxpayers, so they're not the only ones supporting, and help me get a server online. Peace out.